Hey, Shalom. Hey, first and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekah HaKodash. Double honors to the true leaders of the nation of Israel in these last days, great millstone, also known as GMS. And salutations to the Most High's men in the four corners of the earth, pushing this word of sincerity and the truth. And Shalom to the few sisters that support and subscribe wholeheartedly to the message of deliverance and salvation of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Yum GMS Mississippi, with a walk and talk lesson today. Going into EmotionLess versus EmotioNal. So just through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, just meditating upon these particular things which are not uncommon to man. But basically, the scripture says that surely oppression maketh the wise man mad. And different things happen around you in your day-to-day life, whether both internally or externally, both personal, non-personal, public, so to speak. And they cause you to get angry, they cause you to continue to hate this world, hate your life unto the death. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, but it keeps you locked in the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. But if your intelligence begins to lack through being emotional instead of emotionless of your situation and circumstances, it causes you to fall, it causes you to make mistakes, it causes you to have regrets. So it's better to apply intelligence and remove the emotion than to be emotional and lack intelligence to where now you're in a repentful state because you have made a mistake. So first scripture I'm going to get here is in the book of Proverbs chapter 29 verse 11. It says, a fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. So the scriptures also says that even when a fool keepeth silence, he's considered wise. Why is that? Because he did not utter all his mind. When you're full of emotion, it allows you to babble. It allows you, I'm going to say what I want to say, and you don't use wisdom, you don't use intelligence, you don't apply it. So when you look up that word intelligence, it's the ability to acquire and apply knowledge and skills. Right? So the intelligence is synonymous to this truth, to this word, to this understanding. And you have this truth, you have this word, you have this understanding, but if you don't apply it when you're full of emotions, then to what good is it? Because now you've done what the world does and thrown it behind you. Now you've become full of emotion, engulfed in anger, engulfed in rage, engulfed in feeling wrong, engulfed in feeling that everybody hates Chris, like that show, the woe is me. You kind of get slummed down, beat down, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just how you apply and create an outlet for those particular emotions. Proverbs 15:18, it says, a wrathful man stirreth up strife, but he that is slow to anger appeases strife. And because being angry is nothing but an emotion. So if you can remove that from the equation sometimes and just sit back and reflect, then it helps you. And because when you look at these particular things that you hold on and you keep within, man, they destroy you. It's a heavy burden. You're stressed out, you're depressed, and because you're not allowing yourself to remove yourself from the equation, right? If you remove yourself from the equation and you allow that emotion to subside, you'll be able to turn a detrimental situation, a drastic situation, a bad situation into one that is bearable. Whether it's people dealing with people on your job. Man, I utterly hate and despise the plantation that I work on, man. Without a shadow of a doubt. And I've learned that it's not the situation, it's not the circumstance, it's not the environment, it's the people. Because we're spiritual individuals and we're surrounded by pure hateful demons. The spirits that are on these people and inside of them are demonic. So in order to keep the little hair that I do have upon my head, in order to keep carnality from entering in unto my spiritual self, I have to do what? Be emotionless. Being emotional have you do things off the hinges. So Proverbs 18:21, it says, death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. You know, because the scripture says what? That a soft answer turneth away wrath. So if you're able to appease a situation, if you're able to improve it, make it better, whatever the case may be, by all means, just do that. The scripture says, if at all possible, be at peace with all men. And if you can't have that particular peace, then separate yourself from that individual. You know, I dealt with that on the job, to where I just had to have my one-on-one talk with this individual at work. Things didn't work out, things didn't change. So just fed him with a 10-foot pole, a 10-foot spoon. And that made my life more peaceable, you know. Then after that, people seek your guidance, they seek your friendship, they seek your companionship, you know. But if you're able to make things better, make a situation better, then just do that particular part. Because it's all about being emotionless and not emotional. And in order to create that and make that a habit, it's something that you have to do repetitively. It's repetition. It's something that's practiced. It's something that's rehearsed, right? So in order to take yourself out of the equation and not take everything personal, you have to practice being emotionless. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Because the situations are going to come without a shadow of a doubt. But it's just how you handle those particular situations. And because even this topic here, the Spirit hit me to kind of go into it. And because the first thing that men in this truth that we like to think is that, oh man, I'm a lion, you know, I die for this truth, and rah, 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 I'm not emotional. And truth be told, hey, you're full of emotions. When you allow the smallest things to constantly bother you, when you allow the bittiest things to just rub you the wrong way over and over and over and over again, when you hold on to things, you allow these particular things to constantly rub you the wrong way over and over and over again, instead of being emotionless and removing those particular things from the equation. You know, so if you can practice that, then rehearse it. This is the book of Galatians chapter 5 verse 16. This I say then, walk in the Spirit, and ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh. And that's very important. Just walking in the Spirit. Walking in the Spirit. Walking in the Spirit. Reading the labels in the Spirit, understanding what thou shalt and thou shalt not. The introduction into women, the introduction into finding a mate, a spouse, significant other. Walking in the Spirit, walking in the Spirit. Go down the way where thou mayest fall. Just being spiritual minded in all things, right? The way you answer an individual, the way that you conduct yourself in private, the way that you conduct yourself in public. Just walking in the Spirit, walking in the Spirit. Being emotionless based upon the odds, because we're already a spectacle. We've been made a spectacle unto this world. So nothing matters. Nothing matters. There's no such thing as failure being a man or woman of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. There's no such thing as a failure in life, because that prize is more precious than anything that this current world, this current life can offer us. Now I'm going to end here. Matthew chapter 10 verse 28. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. And that's what's most important. When you understand that particular concept and don't deteriorate from that, don't go another way. Don't go another route. When you understand that he is the be, he exists, and his own begotten son, he saves, he's the deliverer, then you'll continuously walk in the Spirit to not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Now this is just an exhortation to practice these particular things, because we're all a work in progress. Till next time, I say shalom.